This is your second stimulus check update and your stimulus package update as of Thursday, July 30th. President Trump said that your second stimulus check may be greater than $1,200. New unemployment claim figures were released this morning. Those figures are on the rise. GDP figures were released also. GDP shrank at a rate of 32.9%. President Trump is trying to postpone the elections, and the Republicans and the Democrats, the negotiations between those two parties for the next stimulus package is not going so well, while the American people are suffering. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley said there's a couple of crisis things that are coming up. Crisis things. He means politicians arguing and wasting time while unemployment benefits expire, people are being evicted, and more people are losing jobs. This is your news update, and happy Thursday. The negotiation process between the Republicans and Democrats for the next stimulus package is going poorly. The biggest problem between the Republicans and Democrats is that they cannot agree on liability protection for COVID-19 related lawsuits. On the Republican side for liability protection is the business community, the employers, and small businesses. On the Democrat side for liability protection are the employees, the unions, and the trial lawyers. Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that he will not compromise on liability protection. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told reporters yesterday that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrats, that they do not appear to be in a negotiating mood. While the Republicans and Democrats are fighting, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows are acting as the negotiating team between the Republicans and the Democrats. Mnuchin says that we are still very far apart on a lot of issues. Meadows says we are nowhere close to a deal. Mnuchin said that I do think there is a subset of issues that we do agree on. In plain English, the Republicans and Democrats, they both want to extend the unemployment benefits and they both want to give a second stimulus check. But the Republicans and Democrats do not agree on certain pieces of the stimulus package, so nothing is being accomplished. Senator John Thune said if one big stimulus package cannot be agreed upon, then they'll need to start looking for a plan B. When asked about what is plan B, according to John Thune, they currently don't have one. He said, we're just seeing where things go. President Trump wants to create a separate eviction protection bill to pass immediately to extend protection to renters. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House of Representatives, says we are not going to pass any skinny bills that has a little of this and a little of that. We are not accepting that. We have to have a comprehensive, full bill. President Trump went on TV yesterday and said that the second stimulus check may go higher than $1,200. I saw the video clip myself. And yes, President Trump really did say that. When President Trump was asked whether the $1,200 for the second stimulus check was enough, President Trump responded with, we're going to see. It may go higher than that. I'd like to see it be very high because I love the people. However, it is not in President Trump's power to make that happen. The Republicans and Democrats in the House and in the Senate would need to vote on that. The Republicans and the Democrats, they have already agreed on the dollar value of the stimulus check to be $1,200. And let me give you an example of President Trump not getting what he wants. President Trump wants funding in the next stimulus package to construct the FBI headquarters next to his hotel. This would be a big benefit for Trump and his hotel. Republican Senator Sass said the FBI building is a problem to him. Republican Senator Rick Scott said, I just don't understand it. How is the FBI building tied to coronavirus? Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said, I don't know why the FBI building is in there either. Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that he is opposed to the FBI building in the stimulus package. This just goes to show you, just because President Trump wants something, it does not mean it will happen. Just like the FBI building and the payroll tax cut. Those are some examples. Despite many politicians insisting that we're going to have a V-shaped, strong economic recovery, the unemployment claims came in higher for a second week in a row. New unemployment claims have now risen to 1.4 million claims. This is up from 1.3 million claims the week prior and up from 1.2 million claims before that. Please remember that the politicians, they're making the argument that we need a smaller stimulus package because we're going through a strong and quick V-shaped economic recovery. The Commerce Department released their report this morning saying that the economy shrank at a rate of 32.9% in the past 3 months. This economic report makes President Trump look bad. So what President Trump did was 16 minutes after the Commerce Department released that bad economic report, President Trump went on Twitter and raised the idea of postponing the elections. President Trump knows that he does not have the power to do this. So this is all smoke and mirrors. The reason why President Trump did this is because the headlines now say Trump raises the idea of delaying the elections instead of the headlines saying the economy is performing poorly. He's just diverting attention away from the GDP figures, so it's actually a smart move on his part. Let's take a look at the COVID-19 news. Corona cases are back on the rise to 70,000 cases again on Wednesday, nearing all-time highs. Hospitalizations and fatalities are also on the rise. The Johns Hopkins University data shows that 8 states are reaching all-time record highs for fatalities on Wednesday. That's the news for today. Please subscribe and I'll keep you updated. I'll save you some time and I'll give you any advice when applicable. Thank you so much and please stay safe.